All right, people, hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. It is the 21st Century World's Best Bracket Challenge that we've got going here this summer. We can flip it to the other side of the bracket, and we have another number 1 versus number 16 matchup. The GOAT, Leo Messi, versus Paolo Maldini.
Ooh,
Poor Maldini.
poor
Poor
I
Maldini.
know, right? Anybody else? He's got
I
a
think
really good
the-
shout.
Being that deep on the list is some disrespect for
It
Maldini.
was when I saw
He's like
him that
62
deep
or
on the
something.
list. I was like,
It's like 62 or 63 on the list.
it's
Some
insane.
disrespect.
Yeah, no, Messi's
I mean, it's
You
yeah.
know,
a
truth be
poga,
told,
man.
if you stuck him in front of Messi, I think Messi would treat him like everybody else. So,
Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Just Swiss
It's
cheese.
mess.
It's Swiss
Yeah.
cheese.
It's mess.
I mean, lots of respect. He was an absolute monster in his day. Possibly the greatest Italian defender to ever play the game. Arguably one of the greatest defenders of any nationality. But when you're up against the GOAT, it's just
A poga, baby.
yeah. I mean, if we're going by gonna have their best game in a Champions
Messi's
League
getting
final,
5 goals. So yeah, no.
Messi's
having his
getting
best
at
game.
least a brace.
Yeah,
At least a brace.
yeah,
He's destroying everybody, man.
absolutely.
It's the
absolutely.
iconic. He's walking off the field like that. That El Clasico where he's just where he's hobbling off and it's 5-0 or 5-1.
Man.
Mal's just sitting there rubbing his head.
I still remember the Classico where it's like the 71st minute or something, and Madrid's up 3-0. And this is way back in the day when Messi still had his long hair. I think he was still wearing 17 for Barcelona.
Messi. Yeah.
And
I
he
thought it was
got
19.
a hat trick. That hat trick at like 10 minutes and the game ended 3-3 on some craziness. Craziness way back in the day. So yeah, gotta be Messi.
Leo.
Unfortunately for old Maldini on that one. But the next one is a bit closer. And these Chelsea guys are just popping up over and over again. But Claude Makelele comes in at a number 9. Unfortunately, he's up against Sergio Busquets in the number
Sorry,
8
Makelele.
spot.
Sorry, buddy.
Busquets.
Yeah,
Busquets.
those colors just don't run, do they? Do they, X?
I have a problem. All right, so listen. Makelele for me, while yes, he played for the Blues, it was for what, 3-4 seasons? Yes, he held down our center defensive mid. I am more in love with the Ramirez, Obi Macau, Conte versions of our center holding mids than Makelele. Like, yes, he was a staple in making the position what it is, but he did that at Madrid. Like, he played his best games at Madrid. And
He
that,
had a
like,
real revitalization at Chelsea too.
yeah, that's
I mean, there's a reason why it was called the Makelele position.
right.
I mean,
Sure.
But Sergio Busquets
It's Busquets.
is Busquets. He's
Busquets,
won
man.
everything,
Champion.
everything.
All of it. Everything there is to win. Yep. And now he's going to go win the MLS with Messi.
From last place. They're going to come from last place.
Last
Come
place.
from last
Just
place
those
this
two
season.
alone. Just those two alone.
Yeah.
Just transcend the team.
It's gonna be big for
a
sure.
nice spine.
Right.
Yeah, for me it's Busquets. I got respect for Makelele. Another one of those guys that kind of were kind of the post Arsenal we're good era. And kind of Chelsea's dominance in the late 2000s. So got a lot of respect for sure, but how do you not pick Busquets?
Yeah,
You know,
that one hurts.
That
But
one
yeah,
hurts.
I
It
understand.
really does. It really does. But
understand.
Busquets.
Now we can switch the pain over to the city side of things for this next one.
Ooh.
Coming in at number 5 is Thomas Muller. Coming in at number 12, Yaya Toure.
Oh, I am such a Yaya Toure fan
That's
too.
so tough, though. That's so tough.
Oh my gosh.
Muller is such a prolific goal scorer.
You said Champions League final. And I mean, this is where you all see I'm a weird guy because I take Muller.
Muller.
Really?
Muller.
Yaya has a Champions League with Barca, but I mean, I mean, as a City supporter, I loved Yaya, but there was moments where just because of how big he was and how he moved, he looked lazy a lot. But when he was on, unplayable.
Yeah.
But Muller is Muller. Period.
It's just
He
the
wins.
mind of the game. The mind he had. He's not very fast. He's super technical. He knows where to be. He knows how to play a ball. Like Thomas, he's dangerous.
Got the longevity.
In his prime, he's dangerous.
At one point, he was the leading goal scorer of Germany in the World Cup. No, like at one point, he had more World Cup goals than anyone in a German shirt.
Yeah.
He
Um,
bypassed Miroslav
And then
Klose.
Miroslav Klose
Mhm.
came along. But
They
but
won
yeah.
the World Cup that year. He did that too, I think.
Part of the Bayern treble as well.
Mhm.
He's played for Bayern for 97 years. You know,
Could
yeah.
have scored the game winner against Chelsea in 2012, and he did it until Drogba.
Yep.
Yeah.
Massive goal.
84 minutes.
Yeah. You know, I love me a strong center defensive midfielder, and I got a lot of respect for Toure, but
I love Ray.
the goal scoring for me, it's Thomas Muller for me.
I love Toure. I really do. There was one year where he was just straight world class. Like
20 goals, 12 assists. Insane.
it was insane.
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
Win player of the year, mind you, because
His
Suarez
goals were mostly like cannons, just launching.
Yep.
Like his highlight reel is a lot of just bangers from outside the box.
Oh yeah. Mm.
I'm going to go Mueller just because of, again, longevity. I'm going to go with how he's performed in Champions League finals, treble. You know, you talk about players that were involved in trebles, and he was involved in winning a treble. It wasn't like, oh, he got on the team. I mean, he was integral to winning that treble. So, yeah, I got to go Mueller.
Nice. Perfect. Well, we'll do one more for this segment. And coming in at a number 4 seed, a horrible case of the British, Wayne Rooney. And once again, a Chelsea apology is in order. Number 13 is Petr Cech.
Petr Cech all day.
Wow.
Petr Cech all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Rooney was amazing, but I'm taking Cech all day.
All day.
All day, Cech.
That man was born between 2 sticks all day.
He was. I mean, he still plays.
Yeah.
He still plays goal, even in hockey.
How do you just immediately dismiss one of the greatest English goal scorers ever?
Because Cech would stop him?
Yeah.
Did he, though? Every now and again, but I'm sure Wayne Rooney has scored against Petr Cech on many occasions.
But if you had to tell me it's a Champions League final shootout and it's Petr Cech and Wayne Rooney are taking Cech.
You know who didn't score on Petr Cech his entire career?
Leo Messi.
Till he went to Arsenal. Leo Messi stopped him in his track. He stopped the GOAT.
The very first article.
PK.
The very first article, when you type in Rooney scores versus Cech, the very first article comes up, says Petr Cech explains why Wayne Rooney was the toughest striker to play against. Even though Rooney scored less than 10 times against him.
Still taking Cech.
Yeah, give me Cech.
All day.
No concussions.
I'm a City fan. Wayne Rooney was amazing. It was a great
Cech
play.
with no concussions.
Do you know how good Cech would have been without the helmet?
I think Lewis might be a little biased on this one.
I'm biased on that one too. I hate Wayne Rooney with a
I know
passion.
you're biased.
I didn't pick Yaya Toure.
I mean, I seem to remember a pretty wicked bicycle kick.
It was.
Yeah.
It was good.
Rooney,
I'm still taking
Rooney was
Cech
a
because you
bulldog,
said Champions League final. And the Champions League final I got is Petr Cech being a freaking wall.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because they had no business winning that game.
Yeah.
Chelsea fans know they had no business winning.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I tend to agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I got my love for Cech as well. A lot of
Now,
people think
Rooney versus somebody else, I'd have picked Rooney.
He's another one of those that
I wouldn't have.
is, there's no rivalry like hate for him.
Right.
There's a respect for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Arsenal and Chelsea fans were like not upset about it by any means. It's totally different than the whole Kai Havertz thing because Kai just sucks.
Same with the Mason Mount. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Cech was a steward for the club. He wanted to stay in England, and Thibaut was threatening to leave, and we wanted to keep him because he was the future number one. And Chelsea worked it out with Arsenal, like, hey, as long as you don't go to Spurs, we're good.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You would have been a loser if you went there.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Wayne Rooney's got a bag. Like it's not one off like that in a sense, but Petr Cech, there's not many goalies who top that position for me. Like overall in if they're you're again your top 5 goalies of all time.
Is he your best ever?
He's not my best ever. He's not my best ever.
Only Buffon?
I
would say he's my third. It's Buffon, Casillas, Petr Cech.
Sure.
Neuer's up there too.
Neuer
is.
Neuer and
Kahn.
Kahn go
yeah.
back to back. For me, it's really hard.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
Neuer won his World Cup. Kahn should have. He can't. You're not going to win that.
I mean, if Cech was French or Spanish or
If Cech still had
he's got World Cups on
Czech's
top of World
country
Cups.
didn't no longer exist. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
One thing I'll say in favor of Rooney, I remember he carried that United team to a Champions League final against Barcelona. Like I think he played Bayern in the semifinal, and he was the guy. Like
yeah, he's prolific.
He dominated that game. So it's not a commentary on just saying Rooney wasn't great. He was. It's just Cech.
As far as importance to the team, tomorrow's Champions League final.
It's Cech. I mean, Rooney's number 2 all time in goals, right? Or is it Kane now? Is it Kane now?
Shearer, Kane, Rooney.
In England?
It's Kane.
So Rooney's 3.
Rooney's 3. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Petr Cech takes it. So thanks for listening to this segment of the 21st Century's World's Best Bracket Challenge here on the Cup Chasers podcast. Go ahead and get the likes up for old Wayne Rooney, some consolation likes. Subscribe to the channel and get that notification bell on. We'll be back real soon.